Welcome to the Crypto Teacher Stock Channel. And guys, please like and subscribe. If you do like what you're listening to, please inform your friends and family and spread all over social media. It is imperative that we get back to learning finances and understand how the world really works. Because once we understand how the world really works, we understand that everything is planned out. Now, of course, guys, we're going to get into the first news. Of course, we're back to the funny news, guys. Stimulus talks. They're on and then they're off. They're on, then they're off. So basically the stock market right now is tanking. Now it's the C word, no stimulus talks. And guys, what did I teach you? Every time we're in this 28,000 range, we take a hit. Now don't forget the Fed is pumping the stock market, also is pumping cryptos. Remember, cryptos made that run. Now, of course, guys, the stock market is very, very expensive. This is what you look for. This is what you want. You want a correction so you can go in and buy the stocks that you know are going to go right back up. They're not going to let this fall yet, guys. We still have the election coming up. We're going to go right back up. Don't forget the Fed cuts that $500 billion check every Tuesday. Don't forget a lot of the tech companies. Remember, the stock market is 70% of tech. So a lot of the tech companies are going to do their earnings Tuesday and Thursday. So guys, dig in, do your research. I'm not your financial advisor. It's not financial advice. But this is the time where you make your money, guys. This small correction means easy money for you guys. Don't forget that. Now, getting over into the actual stocks, guys, we have Facebook ready to launch the cloud games. Now, of course, it says that Apple won't allow it. But guys, don't forget, let's look at the bigger picture. Get Apple out the way. Don't forget that they acquired who? Oculus for the actual VR, virtual reality. So you put in Facebook, virtual reality, along with the gaming, along with the crypto, Libra. Oh my gracious. Guys, I'm telling you, it's going to be big. Earnings calls for today, guys, I think it's going to be Apple and Palantir. And you know they like to do those at closing. So we know that's all planned out also. But make sure you're looking out for that. Now we have DraftKings that took that hit lower, guys, because of course they put more shares out. Make sure that you are making that play. Just like I said, I'm not your financial advisor. But guys, it's going to be a great play. We know that DraftKings, all these gambling stocks, their stocks are going to go right back up. So that's another one to make sure you keep an eye on. Guys, we have Lordstown Motors finally public, guys, through the Spac. I went over Spacs yesterday, guys, and it surged. Guys, we know these electric vehicles, charging stations are going to be big. This is the future. Anytime you're looking at stocks, make sure we are investing in the future. I know you're saying, hey, we're going to have a correction. I know that. But those who want to make money right now, it's always money to be made in the stock market. Do not allow somebody to scare you because the market gets lower. Because there are also always stocks that are going to go up even though the market takes a dip. Now, the Spac ticker for Lordstown Motors is RIDE, R-I-D-E. So, guys, like I say, just make sure you're doing your proper research. And, of course, I do videos on a daily basis. But, guys, I point you in the right direction. Only thing you have to do is sit down and do your own research. We have Morgan Stanley saying it's time to look at the emerging market currencies. Why is that, guys? Because we know the dollar is going to take a hit. But we know on the digital currencies, we know over in crypto, we know there's a big plan. So make sure that you check out my Crypto Teacher channel, guys. Make sure you understand the plan that's coming. Now, lastly, guys, we go over Antgroup, the IPO, when we talk about emerging markets. And that's another thing to make sure you're looking at, guys. Basically, that's going to be over a $300 billion IPO. And we know that our banks have their hand in it. But what's different is normally when you have an IPO this big, it's normally on the American markets. We see all their big IPOs are staying on their own domestic territory. So guys, that's just letting you know that China is what? Going to be that new empire, guys. They're showing you the signs. Get yourselves in position. Get invested over in the emerging markets. I'm going to do more videos when it comes to that. I went over a few bonds and ETFs over there. but definitely, guys, do your research. Guys, that's all I have for you. Guys, make sure we're taking advantage of corrections like this. But that's all I have for you. Don't forget to like and subscribe, spread this channel everywhere, and don't forget about the Crypto Teacher channel, guys, the future. Make sure you check those videos out. You have a wonderful day.
How important now do these events today, in context of everything else that's going on, the virus, the election looming, these tech earnings?
Critical. As you said, I think that investors want to be in equities. We want to be in equities going into 2021. We've talked about the tailwinds of monetary and fiscal stimulus. Maybe we need more fiscal stimulus. That's fine. We'll get some now. We'll get some in infrastructure next year. But investors want to be in equities. Bonds are unattractive. They're not earning anything. And so in order to stay invested in equities, the safest place over the last 6 months has been in big tech. And that's why we've seen the gains. And so if you start to take away that option for investors this week, if we get some disappointing earnings, and I don't even want to get started on the cloud because I think we're going to talk about that, but if we get some disappointing earnings, that's going to create even more concern that investors are going to see no place to go, no real alternative for them during this uncertainty. That's going to go to cash. We could see some flows into treasuries. But for most clients, what they're earning in bonds is not going to make the gains that they need into next year. It's not going to pay for their income. And so I think that this is an important time as an advisor to make sure your clients understand where their allocation is, make sure it's balanced appropriately. But this is important to keep people in the market into next year, which we anticipate will be a much better year for equity investors.
Joe,
saying that they continue to eagerly await the administration's acceptance of our health language, which includes a national strategic plan on testing and tracing. And they are hopeful their response will be positive as we also await the outcomes of talks between committee chairs. Pelosi's also putting the onus here on Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, saying that it's clear that progress will depend on Leader McConnell agreeing to bipartisan and comprehensive legislation to crush the virus. Now, of course, the Senate today has been singularly focused on confirming Amy Coney Barrett to the Supreme Court. The Senate is expected to adjourn once that vote happens later on this evening. So it doesn't seem like Republicans are going to be in town to negotiate any deal that Pelosi and Mnuchin might strike. So even though she does say that she is still optimistic an agreement can be reached before the election, guys, it seems like there is not much hope anywhere else in Washington. Back over to you.
Elon, is that what the sticking point is right now, the plan for testing and tracing? And if so, what is the argument there?
Yeah, that is one of the sticking points, and it has been a sticking point for quite some time now. Pelosi has said that the administration has not agreed to their language that would provide testing, greater testing for communities of color in particular. But again, that is only one of the roadblocks. State and local funding, we last heard, had not yet been addressed. Liability protections still had not been addressed. What happens to unemployment benefits still had not been addressed. So the very heart of the legislation that the Democrats are putting forward, which is that testing and tracing piece, they still have not come to an agreement on that. It does not bode well for the rest of the deal.